request right from your smartphone. Need help dealing with unfair landlords? Use the app.
Girl, I just don't understand. I'm paying rent, and my landlord isn't fixing any of the issues in this apartment. What should I do?
You know you can report it on the Gary 311 app. Do you have it?
What's that?
Let me show you. Just go to your app store.
Or maybe you need to request the birth certificate.
Kim, I can't find my birth certificate.
Oh, it probably just got misplaced during the move. Actually, we can request a new one through the Gary 311 app.
Okay. New technology. I'm in.
Let me show you.
And guess what? You can even report illegal dumping.
Look at him! Just dumping his garbage on private property.
Well, caught him in 4K. You know we can report him on the Gary 311 app and to GPD's Taste Tip.
That's good.
Never feel frustrated again about an issue. Use the Gary 311 app to report all your non-emergency needs. It's a free application that allows users to report community issues, pinpoint the location with GPS, attach photos, and more. All right from your smartphone. Download the Gary 311 app today. Available on iOS and Android.
Get ready for a big adventure. Touch a Truck is coming soon. This interactive event lets kids and kids at heart get up close and personal with the trucks, equipment, and vehicles that keep our community moving. Bring the whole family and get ready to climb aboard.
Then join us as we honor freedom and culture at our Juneteenth celebration, happening June 21st at the Westside Theater Guild. Come out for a day of music, remembrance, and community pride.
This is our infant classroom, and you just can't go by without looking at the baby.
We're here to talk about something that truly shapes the future of our city, and that's early childhood education.
All the curriculum is active and excites children about problem solving and learning.
Today, what we were able to witness is the greatness of Gary and the greatness of Head Start coming together.
We know that the success of our children directly influences the success of our city.
In order to create big projects and deliver for Northwest Indiana, we have to have and must have an educational workforce to be able to fill those jobs.
We're laying a foundation for stronger families, a stronger economy, and a stronger Gary, Indiana for generations to come. This isn't just about education. It's about building a stronger community. When we invest in our children, we invest in our community.
Those students who have that early investment or intervention have a greater outcomes to be successful.
Let's celebrate America's birthday, the Gary way. Our 4th of July parade rolls out July 3rd at 5 p.m., bringing excitement, community spirit, and plenty of red, white, and blue to the streets. And don't rush off. After the parade, head over to the Railcat Stadium for fireworks at 6:30 p.m.
Then, gear up for a new school year at our Back to School Fest, hosted by First Lady Crystal Melton and the City of Gary. Join us August 2nd at the Gary Railcat Stadium from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Get ready for free haircuts, free immunizations, free uniform vouchers, and exciting giveaways, from backpacks and sneakers to gift cards and more. Plus, enjoy food, fun activities, music by DJ All Out, and free transportation provided by GPTC. Don't miss this incredible day of preparation and celebration as we send our students back to school in style.
We
just learned from the city of Gary that they activated their emergency response.
But right now, the trees is the biggest issue. General Services is out moving those trees in the streets. A lot of trees have fell on homes and cars. So it's kind of like a recovery effort right now. So what we do know is that citizens in this neighborhood have identified and verbally articulated that they see a tornado that did touch ground in Gary. Multiple homes and businesses sustained wind damage and flooding, as well as numerous trees and limbs down throughout the entire city. Our general service team, we've been working very closely with our utility company, with NIPSCO. We do know that NIPSCO sustained over 13,000 power outages throughout Northwest Indiana.
We're able to do a primary and secondary search on all of the residents and all of the houses in this neighborhood. Everyone is accounted for. We have found no other victims. There are no reports of anybody missing.
And thank God there were no fatalities that we know of at this point. I want to thank the Indiana Department of Transportation. I want to thank the Lake County Commissioner, Lake County Council, from the county, the Red Cross again, the Gary Sanitary District. The Gary-Chicago International Airport has provided additional resources and trucks, payloaders to help clean up the debris throughout the entire city. So I want to thank all of our partners and corporate partners. And a special shout out to the Mayor of Hobart, who has also extended his team in Public Works Department to help us eliminate the trees. Be patient with us as we try to address the trees as we clear our main streets and thoroughfares. If you see a power line down, assume that it is live. Assume that it's live. So we want to encourage you all to stay away from down power lines. And also, we want to encourage everyone to seek shelter because, as you can see, the weather is unpredictable right now.
And finally, look to the skies. The Gary Air Show returns August 8th through 10th at the beautiful Marquette Park. Get ready for breathtaking aerial performances along the stunning south shore of Lake Michigan. Admission is free, so bring your family, your friends, and your cameras. There's something for everyone this summer in the city of Gary. For more event details and updates, simply scan the QR code on the screen to sign up for our monthly newsletter.
Did you know the City of Gary has a 311 app? You can report any non-emergency request right from your smartphone. Need help dealing with unfair landlords? Use the app.
Girl, I just don't understand. I'm paying rent, and my landlord isn't fixing any of the issues in this apartment. What should I do?
You know you can report it on the Gary 311 app. Do you have it?
What's that?
Let me show you. Just go to your app store.
Or maybe you need to request the birth certificate.
Yeah, I can't find my birth certificate.
Oh, it probably just got misplaced during the move. Actually, we can request a new one through the Gary 311 app.
Okay. New technology. I'm in.
Let me show you.
And guess what? You can even report illegal dumping.
Look at him! Just dumping his garbage on private property.
Well, call them in 4K. You know we can report them on the Gary 311 app and to GPD's Taste Tip.
That's good.
Never feel frustrated again about an issue. Use the Gary 311 app to report all your non-emergency needs. It's a free application that allows users to report community issues, pinpoint the location with GPS, attach photos, and more. All right from your smartphone. Download the Gary 311 app today. Available on iOS and Android.
Get ready for a big adventure. Touch a Truck is coming soon. This interactive event lets kids and kids at heart get up close and personal with the trucks, equipment, and vehicles that keep our community moving. Bring the whole family and get ready to climb aboard.
Then join us as we honor freedom and culture at our Juneteenth celebration, happening June 21st at the Westside Theater Guild. Come out for a day of music, remembrance, and community pride.
This is our infant classroom, and you just can't go by without looking at the baby.
We're here to talk about something that truly shapes the future of our city, and that's early childhood education.
All the curriculum is active and excites children about problem solving and learning.
Today, what we were able to witness is the greatness of Gary and the greatness of Head Start coming together.
We know that the success of our children directly influences the success of our city.
In order to create big projects and deliver for Northwest Indiana, we have to have.
Good evening. I am calling the meeting to order, the Age-Friendly Advisory Council. Secretary, can you take roll call?
Yes. Alrighty. So Anna Engel and I am here. Chantel Johnson. David Wright.
Here.
Jean Griffith. Adriana Garcia.
Here.
Bert Martinez.
Here.
Ricky Keith.
Here.
Dawn Michaels. Dominique Smiley.
Here.
Mattie Fitzgerald. Karen Jones.
Here.
Pete Smith.
Here.
Councilwoman Mary Brown.
We have a quorum. All right. Did everyone get an opportunity to review the meeting minutes and agenda?
Make a motion, we approve the minutes and the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Minutes and agenda approved. All right, so we're gonna go ahead over to old business. We're gonna talk about WhatsApp. All right, I wanted to kind of really check in with everyone and just ensure that we all have our accounts established in WhatsApp. That is currently our new platform that we will be utilizing to communicate with each other easily. And so, does everyone have their platform, their app, everything on their phone, email address, telephone number? Is everything, everybody's receiving messages, right?
Yes, I am.
Yay!
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, we are moving on down to new business. I would like to call to form an engagement committee. And so the reason why we're calling this to forum is because what we are in the process of doing now, based off of all the meetings that we have an opportunity to attend, pop-up visits we had an opportunity to attend, now it's really time for us to really start working on those goals and establishing the various goals that we're working together on in a task. And so the first thing we want to do is establish a committee. So the first committee is the engagement committee. And we want to kind of establish the subcommittees under the community engagement committee. And so I am asking for our council members if we all can kind of identify a subcommittee that we, can contribute, volunteer, work with each other, and then on top of, identifying the subcommittee, if we can identify a chair of that subcommittee. Motion?
I think this will be a great idea, so I definitely motion to create these different subcommittees and appoint leaders so then we have somebody that's kind of spearheading it and we know where it's going and there's clear tasks.
Is there a second?
Second, I also have a question though, if you want to can we go directly to discussion?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I asked this because I'm listed on 3 of these. All right, so we have events and we have a community calendar. Should those be merged into one?
So for our subcommittees, we have identified events, which will really focus on our major event for our seniors in September, and then any other events that are taking place here in the region. And then also our second committee will be the community resources and activities. So that consists of any resources that we're obtaining, any activities, any presentations we want to introduce to the facilities here in Northwest Indiana, where we kind of coordinate and provide those resources to the facilities.
Actually, in that case, would be curious if the community resources and community calendar couldn't be combined, because we actually, when Pete and I talked a couple of weeks.
Your mic, sorry.
There we go. Okay, I'll start over. In that case, maybe community calendar should be part of the resources, because we actually looked at events as, events that organizations that are on the council are holding separate from the major events that we'd be sponsoring as a council, as one of those resources. I mean, that actually came up in our conversation literally right down the street. Not saying that that isn't important enough to be a separate committee, but since we've already, got our finger on it in a sense, maybe that could bring you and Anna into the conversation that Pete and I have already, kind of started setting the table for. I mean, is that appropriate? And I ask you because you and Anna are on that list. So did you want to combine forces and make that community, make that one of the resources?
I'm actually going to put that to a vote. So.
But can we, do we already have a motion on the table right now? We should clear that one, and then, I forget how Roberts goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I could go ahead and, on the agenda that we're reviewing, make sure that those are just together now that we're talking about it, and have it reflect that going forward. Because I agree, I think that that'd be better to pair them together. It seems simple enough to do so.
Mm-hmm. Does everyone agree?
I would agree with that. David and I came up with quite a few events, and I think that would fit that category of a combination of the calendar and resource. So I'd agree to that.
You're a second.
Yeah, should I need a? That's in the form of a motion.
Okay.
I'll second that. That's a great idea.
Okay. There we go. Well, speaking of community resources in the calendar, David and Pete, would you like to share your report out?
Yeah, well, we met, that was on the 5th, so it was a bit longer ago than I thought. What we wanted to start off with is basically listing all of the organizations that were on the the council, because those and their resources are potentially part of the resources that we've got. We listed everybody out. We also created a master list of medical organizations that included Oak Street, Anthem, HealthLink, North Shore Community Health Lab. I'm not sure if we missed one. Housing, GHA, Habitat for Humanity, Serenity Lakes, and looked at our mission, and that included the set of resources that you sent. What we want to do is maybe housed on the webpage for the council, on the city's website, listing all those organizations, and for each organization, if you as a representative have some resources that you have that you want to have included, we can maybe populate that subpage with those resources. I mean, for me, we had talking to our resources with towns and cities and other communities that we connect with, the township, media, medical organizations that aren't on here that we are already interface with. We've already got, you know, contacts in these organizations. So that way people who are coming to the Age-Friendly website will basically have a list of contact information for all of these organizations that we already work with. It may take, you know, a couple of months to get all that put together, but I mean, I think that's the direction that we wanted to go, and that included, trying to figure out where I had it listed specifically, that events calendar as part of that. And we started with the Day of Caring volunteer effort. You brought that up, right?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I can pass out. Just Day of Caring is, here, just take one of these, please. And just to get an idea, it's a hard copy of what that Day of Caring is. And it's a United Way.
Share with you.
You have enough? What it is, it's United Way's largest single-day voluntary event, uniting people from all over the corners of Northwest Indiana to assist other nonprofits. Is everybody familiar with what United Way or the Day of Caring is? Okay, so it's going to happen on August 1st. The deadline for these for your projects will be June 30th. And I'll make sure that everyone gets an emailed copy of everything that's involved with that. But this is a one-pager, and it basically gives you an idea of what's going on. Also, Dave, I brought some hard copies of the resources, and I got this from you, Dominic, some months back. Okay, and for the no, that's just one. That's just one. You can just, yeah, it's just one copy. You can take a peek through it and see what those resources that are already listed on behalf of Northwest Indiana. And I believe it's 2023. It can be updated because we did speak with the fellow from the the fellow that township.
Ronnie from Calumet Township.
Calumet Township has resources that he wanted to share with us. So this can be updated. I have a couple of attorneys that would have promised to do pro bono work depending on the case. Naturally, they can't do pro bono with every case, but there's attorneys that we can add to that list. Construction trades, still working with those guys, and they're in agreement that we should partner. Now, whatever that partnership looks like, that is what we're going to be doing. Some type of partnership with the trades is going to be a plus. Was there anything else that we would youth build? Excuse me, guys, I got it.
Pete, you'd mentioned a mentorship program that we talked about as well.
That's the youth build, okay? And what youth build is, it's a youth build program. United Way, Northwest Indiana, and the U.S. Department of Labor have agreed to a $1.3 million grant to, and they want to target young people that have not graduated high school and teach them labor skills. The project will be housed at Thea Bowman. The intent is to have these young people be taught construction trades, electrical, carpentry, plumbing, HVAC, those type of skills. And also, once if they maintain this class, they're going to give them, they're going to help them earn their not necessarily a GED, but a diploma, high school diploma. And to get into the skills trades, you have to, most times, you can share that with anyone that wants to hold on to it. Most times to get into the construction trades, you have to have experience. Well, this will give these young people experience. Again, it's a mentoring program. And they want to focus on young people from 16 to 24 years old. So, am I leaving anything out?
No, I think our next steps would be maybe by the time we meet again. I'll have to remember that. Our next steps, by the time we meet again as a council, between now and then, if you can get additional information in terms of contact information and organizational resources aside from yourselves for your agency, and get that to myself and Pete, then maybe we can work with Dominique and Kiana on categorizing that and putting it together, and finding some way of getting it onto the website. And that includes events that your organization is putting together for that community calendar. We have, I think at the last meeting we mentioned the health department. They have their health fair that's going to be happening at IU Northwest. We're probably going to have at least one public meeting, we being GPTC, this summer. We're actually got a grant that we're working with the Save the Dunes Council and Purdue Extension that is going to be at least one event. We're working with somebody at Miller Beach Tourism for another event. So all of these events that we're putting together and that your organizations are putting together, they would be a great way to start that community calendar, and they themselves would be resources. So a lot of what we'd like to have as the bulk of these resources and calendar appointments are things that we're already doing. We just need to put them on paper or put them in an email and make it available for people on the website.
One thing I'd like to add, and we need to be particular about this particular grant we were talking about earlier. When you get grants, they're specific. This grant is they're focusing on young people, 16 to 24, primarily from Gary, East Chicago, and Portage. And it's going to kick off in June. So, are there any questions on what we're saying so far?
Yes, I do have a question. You said everything is going to be housed at Thea Bowman. Is it
the training? The training will be housing.
Okay,
Yeah.
but will it be at the high school or the ones that's the Thea Bowman that's closed? The elementary school that's right on 6th Avenue.
Oh, right.
On 5th Avenue or 6th Avenue?
6th Avenue. No, 6th Avenue.
It's my understanding. I haven't been to that site yet.
It's right across. Yeah, next to Holy Angels, across the street from the police department.
It's my understanding it's going to be at the new school.
At the high school?
On 15th. I'm sorry.
On 5th Avenue?
On 5th
Okay.
Avenue. It's my understanding.
Will they have bus transportation?
I will make sure that once we have everything put together, that we will advertise and see if we can facilitate this, make it as well known as possible. How to get there by bus. And Thea Bowman is accessible by 2 bus routes currently. You have the R1 and the R3. Now you know.
I'm certain that wouldn't be an issue.
We've had events at Thea Bowman where we've made sure that that the specific way to get there by bus is on the flyer. We can do that again this time.
All right, any further discussion? Well, thank you both for taking your time and working on the community resource packet and the calendar. I think this will be awesome for our seniors here in Gary. And then also making the resources accessible, right? You know, putting them online, sharing them on a social media. So my question for you, what are the next steps?
Getting information from each organization at this table on the most important resources you want as a representative of that organization to have in this list. What I'm going to be doing, in addition to what we already have, is poring over our contacts, basically our stakeholder list, and the most relevant ones to the age-friendly mission would also be added to that resource list. And that would include, like I said, any additional medical organizations aside from the ones here at the table, any housing organizations, media, basically people we already work with that would be relevant to the Age-Friendly Council. So maybe by the next meeting, if you've got some contacts in your organization or related to your organization in mind, get that to myself and Pete.
Okay, deadline date. I would say a week before the next meeting. Okay. to send over that information to Pete and David, so then they can work together and work on that list, and then be able to report out at our next meeting on the 19th of June.
And when it comes to those resources that are events, we will include Dominique and Anna in that chain. So you'll maintain your finger on that.
Did you say the next meeting is 19th of June?
The 16th. My apologies.
Okay.
Whatever Monday that is in the next month.
Right.
So just to make sure I heard that right, do we want to say we want to try to do this deadline a week out from today?
No.
For the resources?
A week ahead of the next meeting.
Okay, a week. Okay. Gotcha.
So if it is the 16th, I guess that would be the 9th of June. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we are still identifying community or members, council members who would like to join the subcommittee with Dave and Pete. Do we have any volunteers?
Aside from you and Anna, right?
Were you volunteered?
What's in the minutes? The calendar.
I know.
I'm just seeing what I read.
So we're talking about combining the community resources and the calendar. That's the committee you're talking about at this point?
Yes.
Yes. I can join the committee.
Okay. And then also we have our events committee. Karen, are you including yourself on both committees or just the community resource and calendar committee?
I can join the committee with Dave and Pete.
Okay.
Leading, and then with the events committee, I know last time Chantel was talking about heading that one. I know she was supposed to go to, I think, Porter County's event that they had for Age Friendly. So just waiting for her report on that one. Okay. Yes.
Just to speak on that, I'm pretty sure that is tomorrow in Portage. If anybody's interested in going, I will pull it up on my computer, the information, and share when we do announcements, but I do know that that is happening tomorrow. I do not believe that their council is through AARP, but it would still be great to see like what they're doing and, be able to kind of base our event off that.
I can go tomorrow to the Portage event.
Okay. Last thing, we do need to identify a chair for each committee. Anyone willing to accept that role. So Dave?
I'll do community resources and
Okay. Okay. So Dave agreed to being the chair for the Community Resource Committee. And also keep in mind with the Community Resource Committee, we're also, while you are kind of discussing the variety of different resources, we also want to make sure that we're sharing that information out to the facilities. Maybe we have, some organizations that are willing to present to our age-friendly members. So that's something that we also want to keep in mind because we can, help schedule some of those presentations. Thank you for taking that on. Anyone interested in chairing the subcommittee for events? And so far, I mean, we're only discussing one major event so far. Anyone want to take that on?
I can.
Okay.
I sure
Yay!
No pressure, but yes. No, I'm happy to.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You guys are rock stars. Thank you so much. Okay, now moving on. So Anna and I had an opportunity to kind of, do a process mapping of the various categories. And so what we did, we were able to review all of the notes from our pop-up visits. And so from the notes, we were able to kind of focus on 3 categories. And so those 3 categories are, which you guys already started, community resources, activities, and we included transportation. Transportation was huge on the notes, and it was something that our age-friendly members really needed more resources on. And so we wanted to make sure that we target on that and include that into your resources and activities, okay? So, and then the next one is communication, right? And so actually Pete and Dave, you both have really touched on some of our top targets here, because we really want to focus on how we want to relay the message. How do we want to get the information out to our community members here in Gary? And so social media, we all discuss social media, putting information on social media, but how does that look? So that's something that we need to discuss, how we want to share the information on the social media platforms, and then also our website, right? And so Dave and Pete, you gave some really great ideas on how to share out those resources in the calendar. And so that's our next step, is to kind of get that into motion. And then the last one is the senior facility community cleanup, beautification. And so actually I want Ricky to kind of report out on the senior facility that gave you a report on how awesome it looked after we had a pop-up visit with the mayor.
After we had a pop-up visit with the mayor, they complained about the sidewalks a little bit, but mostly the streets around Gilroy and that going around the park and stuff. And I think 2 or 3 days later, the mayor had the street all paved, and also the railroad tracks at 15th Avenue and Harrison, I believe. So he and the seniors that was in the Glen Park high rise, they are very happy about the street being paved.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Madam Chair, could I just make a suggestion? The senior facility, and combining this with the Day of Caring, all the senior citizen situations we have, United Way is looking for projects. Also, we've got plenty of volunteers, but if there's a need for a paint or landscaping or whatever to be held at one of the senior citizens outfits, somebody should make submit that request to the United Way. And that'll be one of the projects that these volunteers can take on.
Can that project be submitted? They need to go to your webpage, and then can you help us in letting us know how?
I've got a QR code I'm going to give you guys so that you can speak to the person that's actually coordinating this day of caring, and yeah, we can do it that way.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you for informing us about the Day of Caring, because there are a few more senior facilities that we do need to go out and really, take care of the outside. So I know that the mayor was able to kind of work on that one facility, but we do have 3 additional facilities that we do need to look into. So this is something that we can submit.
Good. Any project that can be done within a 2 to 6 hour period
2 to 6. Okay.
is what they're going to tackle.
Any projects that they would not do?
I wouldn't know. What kind of project you thought? I'm not sure. What do you have? No, they're talking about like say painting or boy, what am I? Beautification. Yeah, any beautification kind of situation that's needed. Landscaping, I mentioned that already. But yeah, those types of projects.
Any questions? Open for discussion, process mapping categories. Everyone in agreement? Okay. I'm going to go back up to our committees, our subcommittees. And so, like I've said earlier, David, you have agreed to be the chair for our community resource calendar committee, right? And then Adriana, you have agreed to be the chair for events, correct?
Yes.
Yay! Okay. All right.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Okay, next on the agenda, promotional materials. So I've sent out an email in regards to promotional materials. Everyone had an opportunity to review the email and send back their ideas, suggestions. So you're gonna take a quick look at what is listed on our agenda here. Are we in agreement with what we have here? Is there anything additional that we need to add?
I thought I sent an email with some suggestions.
What were your suggestions?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I have a question. Does the city already have a particular color scheme or a logo or anything that they use that we should also be following since we are a city committee?
Yes. So we do have the you do have the City of Gary logo, and then you also have the age-friendly. Yep. We're gonna use both. And so once we kind of decide on those promotional items, our list would then, then we'll go to the City of Gary for approval, and then we will work on trying to get some of those things ordered for our events that we will be participating in. So are we okay with this list? Was there anything additional? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Anyone opposed? I know Pete walked out, but, all right. All right, this is approved. Oh,
I found the list. All right. I had mentioned refrigerator or file cabinet magnets, depending on where I'm
magnets.
at. Right. Keychains and QR cards, which I thought, I mean, we ended up using a lot, and we actually ran out. I got to get some new ones for Gary Transit. So, I mean, they don't have to be at the same level as what we've got here, but those are what I had suggested via email, I want to say maybe a week or so ago.
all right.
Which, again, I had totally forgotten. I had to go to the email and find it.
All right. Okay. Motion to approve. We're gonna do it again.
You want me to want to officially add those?
Yeah.
Add those to?
Yeah,
Okay.
we added them.
I move that we add magnets, keychains, and QR cards as potential promotional items for the Age-Friendly Council. And pens. Do we have pens already, or? And we should have pens. Yeah.
All right, second.
While we're on it, actually, for a second, sorry. In terms of other promotional items, I was thinking that it might be a good idea for us to do some sort of mail out, considering that a lot of the demographic that we're targeting is not maybe going to be on social media. So I think that that would be a really great way to make sure that like everybody's getting that information and nobody's being left out because they don't go on social media.
Follow up. How do we develop that mailing list? Do we start with the AARP mailing list, or?
That is a great question.
I would suggest that we drop them off at the high rises. Everybody's already in the building. That way you don't need specific names, things like that. So just get the number that's needed for each high rise and just make sure who's in charge, the manager, make sure everyone in that building receives them.
Also, Emily just texted me literally saying that they actually have fridge magnets.
Oh.
So that's something that they're already, they can, help us
Okay.
out with in terms of putting together.
Perfect. So I'm gonna take that off the list.
And that she can donate AARP pins for the council to use this promotion.
Okay.
I missed an email. I missed a text.
Okay. Anything additional?
Maybe I was thinking the clear square plastic bottles of water. We have something at the clinic that they are like magnifiers, and seniors love that because they can use it at any time. They can put it in their purses, wallets. So those would be the two items that I would suggest to add. It's plastic containers.
Okay. All right, well, thank you all. Did we approve? I think we did it like 3 times. Motion to approve?
Second.
So
In favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approved. So just a note, I will submit this list to the city. We may not get everything on the list, but I will submit it, okay? So just keep in mind that we will submit the list of the things that we need, okay? All right. Any announcements?
No, I do have one other question. In the promotional material, it can come from any organization, or it has to all come from the age-friendly?
So the promotional material, we are requesting that it does have the City of Gary's information, logo, and the AARP. But if you have, from your organization, maybe you work for, you want to share out some of your information at the resource table, that would be fine too. Yeah.
Okay.
You have resources? You have stuff you want to share out?
Like Miss Lightfoot when she comes, she always hands out AARP ink pens. So if I get ink pens from my organization, will that suffice? For giving out at like a resource fair?
Yeah, you can share your promotional items.
Okay.
But we want to make sure that we have promotional items from the city of Gary and AARP.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Any additional questions? No? Okay. Announcements. Any announcements?
Let me just say that in my comments, because I was asked about the QR code and is this open to, we're sharing this information to our council, but to the community, it's absolutely something that our community needs to know. That that this particular federal program, these dollars that are for, and if you don't mind, I'm going to read this thing, the introduction and the purpose, because I don't want you to miss it. Youth Build is a proven federally funded workforce development program targeting young adults aged 16 to 24 who are out of school and face barriers to education and employment. And the program integrates academics, vocational training, leadership development, that's where the mentorship comes in, and support services, all aligned with our school's mission to empower students holistically. So yeah, this is our information, but the community absolutely needs to hear, because we all have young brothers and neighbors and those sisters that need work and those type of skilled jobs. So I mentioned the QR code. Our secretary has it. I may have another flyer with it, but before you leave, for the community, if you want that QR code, you need to get it. And on the other end of that code is a person that will give you information on how to be a part of the Day of Caring, for sure.
I have another question.
Yeah.
In this training session, how long will it be? Is it just like a summer session or a 6-week session or 2 or 3 weeks, or it's going to be like a 9-month?
It's my understanding it's a year and a half. It's an 18-month.
Oh, okay.
18-month program. And I believe after the first 6 months, there's a stipend involved. I think it's a $500 stipend that is given to the students that are sticking with it. When you're dealing with young people that's already quit school, they didn't graduate, they quit school, and one day the light comes on, and then they're encouraged to change their ways, and continue to and want to be a skilled person, want to get into the trades, because once you complete this, you'll be qualified with your high school diploma and the skills behind you, and that's what the construction trades are asking for. Do you have any experience? Well, you're going to be given experience. So it's my understanding there's going to be a $500 stipend after the first 6 months, and an opportunity to go on to Ivy Tech and get that associate's degree. It's an associate's degree in applied sciences is what you're getting. So, yeah, 18 months is my understanding.
Okay. The Parks Department will be hosting an age-friendly bingo every first Friday of the month, starting June 6th through September at Roosevelt Park Pavilion from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then I also wanted to make a quick announcement also on our assessments. We have successfully submitted 127 online assessments. Yay, good job. So good job with that, guys. We are We still have a little bit more to go, so please ensure to follow up with your facilities, check in. If anyone needs assistance at the facilities, please reach out to the council members and let's see if we can get out there and assist with completing the assessments, whether they're online or a paper assessment. All of the paper assessments have been completed, or I'm sorry, the online assessments are now aligned with the paper assessments. So that is done as of May 15th. So if we are inputting assessments, the paper assessments to online, everything should line up perfectly, okay? So you shouldn't have any issues there. Okay? The Parks Department will be hosting an age-friendly bingo every first Friday of the month, starting June 6th through September at Roosevelt Park Pavilion from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Is this through the city of Gary?
Yes, the Parks Department.
Okay, thank you. I would like to announce 2 events, if that's okay.
Yeah.
We already talked about this. It's for tomorrow at 9 o'clock, the Portage Seniors Health Fair. It's going to be held at Woodland Park at 2100 Willow Creek Road in Portage, Indiana. And then on Wednesday, May the 21st, Ross Township is hosting their monthly senior luncheon at 6355 Broadway in Maryville.
Okay. There's one last, any additional announcements? No?
I have one.
Go ahead.
AARP is having a AMC Movies for Grown-Up Night at the AMC in Hobart on June the 4th. I believe the show is probably either starting at 6:30 or 7. I'll clear that up because I think for us we needed to be there by 6:30. And if you're a member of AARP and you sign up online, and I have to find out if the signups are available now, you get a free ticket to the show. And last year we had many unsold tickets. So if you can't get online, you still may be able to get a ticket if we have tickets that haven't been committed yet. And then also in July, on July 10th, the Railcats game, we're sponsoring anywhere between 100 and 200 tickets to the Railcats game under the same requirements that you have to be an AARP member. Register online, if possible.
Do you have a flyer for that game?
Do not have a flyer for that game, but if I have, I can ask Emily to send me something because I'm sure there is a flyer, and then I'll forward it to you, Dominique.
Okay.
And to you, Anna. Okay.
Wanted to add that we also have we haven't scheduled our GPTC at the Steelyard Day yet, but we usually have a game where people can get, people who have transit passes can get free passes into the game.
Nice.
We just haven't identified that game yet. Hopefully I'll have it by the next meeting.
Okay. Any additional announcements? No? So, as we're getting closer to the end of the month, May 29th is our last day to accept the assessments. And so our event committee, I will encourage you to kind of think through how should we share the information out to the community. And so take some time, work with committee members, and report back to the council on how we can share the information out. How can we celebrate? Okay. All right. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Oh, forgot about that. I'm sorry. I'm opening the floor for comments. Any comments? Any questions? Yep, you can step up to the podium.
Very good. Hi, my name is Lenora, And for the buses that are going, or the transportation that is going to the high rises, is it only for seniors in high rises or for any seniors?
Sorry, are you talking specifically public transit?
I'm not sure. I just heard that the transportation goes to each of the high rises. Is that public transportation to take them somewhere, or was that an event or something?
Yeah, I think we were probably talking about public transportation. We can talk after the meeting, but yeah, we've got every one of the senior high rises in Gary is served by public transportation, fixed route public transportation, on a schedule. But people who have any kind of disability may be eligible for a program we call Access 219, which is a curb-to-curb paratransit service. So after the meeting, I didn't bring any cards. I can give you my information, and you can.
I have your card.
Do you? Okay, great. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
And for United Way project, is that for seniors only? And what are the ages for it? For the paint jobs, and is that paint jobs on the inside of the home? And the yard work, is that for what ages?
There's no particular age.
Okay.
You mean for volunteers?
No, for the work to be done for. Is that for seniors?
No, it's generally from one nonprofit agency to another, but it's any agency, any school that wants to participate. They're welcome to throw their address and business into the hat, and we'll find volunteers to help them get that job done. So no, there's no age, if that's your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
And again, if you wanted to get a copy of that QR code, I left one with our secretary. You can get it from her. Okay.
All right, any additional comments? No? Okay, well, thank you. May I believe I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make the motion. We adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All right, meeting is
All in
adjourned.
favor?
Did you know the City of Gary has a 311 app?